I can't even believe how much longer my hair looks now in comparison to when I started. Hello. I hope y'all had a great day. It is Monday, December 4th. Wild. The year is over. I have no idea how to feel about that. I genuinely couldn't even tell you what I was doing in January. Good and can go. It was an interesting one. It was. So, today, I decided to cut my first long-term cymatics experiment short. It is day 49. Tomorrow will be day 50. Tomorrow will be the last day. It was initially supposed to be 60 days. It will no longer be. And I'm not sure I've completely collected all of my thoughts as far as what I would like to articulate, as far as everything I've realized and why I cut the experiment short. But this morning I just had so many back-to-back epiphanies, and I was like, I think I've learned everything that I needed to. I am one of those people, probably will always be one of those people, that feels like the human brain is endlessly malleable. But I mean, that's the coolest but also the scariest thing about it. There's a plane just living its best life. That's so sweet. You missed the last two lives. The last live was actually just a funny kind of lighthearted live. I went live for the first time ever with someone else, my little sister, and I just kind of sat on live. I downloaded it. I'm about to. Oh, that's so sweet. I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. We just kicked it or whatever. It was a whole an hour and a half of us being really really obnoxious and singing and whatnot, just being real a hot mess. But it was a good time though. But yeah. Today's been a rough one. It's been a rough one. And it's so wild because cutting the experiment or quitting an experiment is something that I've never saw for myself because well, in addition to the fact that I'm a Taurus, I have the constitution of an elephant. I'm so very stubborn when it comes to a goal. And something I say all the time, kind of jokingly, but not jokingly, is that I'm bound to succeed because I'm too stubborn to fail. But yeah, there's a lot going on. And I think that I've learned or had confirmed a whole lot of things about race and media and how they go together. And yeah. Hey. So it's been a rough one. It's been a rough day. And nothing even happened. It wasn't a wrong day, a rough day, but it's just my brain has been going constantly. I woke up at 5, unintentionally. My goal, ain't that wild? My goal is to be up at 5, be up here, doing makeup with y'all, whatever. And the one day I'm actually not trying to wake up at 5, actively not trying, I'm up out of nowhere, 5 a.m. And I start cutting up content and listening to myself, my old stuff or whatever. And I started realizing way too many things at the same time. And it's tough. It's really tough. We literally, we just talked about The Good Place, which is I love that show. We talked about that on the live with my little sister. And it was so weird because I was having like a cheating moment where I was like, okay, I realized the thing, and then I was like, my stomach got to hurt, and I was like, oh my God, what do you do with all of that knowledge, I suppose. It's wild. But anyway, so here we are. And we're live. For not having done skincare today, oh my God. We're doing okay. We don't look that bad. It's so wild. Like all of my cups are like a different hand. Y'all, I caved. We literally just talked about it multiple times. I caved. I bought the Stanley. We haven't cleaned it or nothing yet, so I'm not using it yet. But the Stanley has been purchased. So I'm thinking that Stanley here will probably turn into like my home cup. And then Stanley will turn into my like on the go cup. Whoa. The capitalists got me, y'all. They got me. Anyway, are there any questions? I've made 2 like 10-minute videos today and not posted either of them. And not like, I just feel like there's so much going on in my brain that I do not know how to fully articulate yet. I've been off TikTok for a minute. I literally got on to see what you've been up to, and my heart is full. Oh, that's so very sweet. How are you? My brain, it's a lot going on today in my brain. I can't wait to watch it. You know, I don't know if I'm going to post it. Well, I'm going to post it. I am. But I don't know if I'm going to, like, post it. Oh, hi, Akia. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to write it out first. Because I'm so ready for the City Girls results. You know what's funny? I think that when I said I was stopping the experiment, most people assumed it was because it was like a negative thing that came from the City Girls. And it's not. It's not. I don't think that there's anything I've really gained from them that was negative. Depending on your individual opinion of individualism, that is the one place where it's like rocky. But truthfully, there was no like downfall. Bias is such an interesting thing because it really makes people think that because of the bias that they have against something, everyone else is going to have that bias. Nothing is universally low or high vibrational. Like if you have a bias against hip hop, obviously you're going to think it's low vibrational, so you're going to think that someone else is going to come out. There were people saying like, you're going to come out with like a 30-inch bust down, and you're going to be twerking, and you're going to be, and I'm like, okay, if that's not who I am as a person, what would make you think that, you know, like, it's just, it was really logic. I've had a day, and every time I watch it live, it's like a big hug. Oh, thank you, Akia. It's been a tough day today. Like, oh my God, it was a tough day. What was the final straw? The advertising or the state of the world? Neither, actually. Not one of them. I realized something new about the target audience of certain media. That's what happened. I realized that I am not the target audience of a certain kind of media. And that led me down like the path to thinking about who or what group is the easiest group to turn into, I don't know if I can say the word on live. I'm just try it, a terrorist. And why they're the easiest group to turn into that. And that's what started the spiral. That's what it was. It had nothing to do really with, it didn't have anything to do with the City Girls at all, actually. Nothing to do with them. They just happened to be like the catalyst or the media that I was taking that made me pay attention to everything around the media. It has nothing to do with them. I could see that. Honestly, I really could. I could see Megan Thee Stallion and the City Girls and such making you have more incentive to want to, change things about your life and whatnot. I could see that 100%. But yeah, it has nothing to do with them. I can see why people think that, because obviously the experiment had to do with them, but the reason I called it off has nothing to do with them. The media is, for lack of a better word, mean. The media is smart. And that's what it is. Like, I think that's what I've realized. Like, above everything else, it's like everything has there's a game behind everything. And I think that I talked a little bit on YouTube about, like, I guess why I felt like I was being advertised certain things and what the difference was between the advertising before I started the experiment and then afterward, and like what is it going to look like now. And it's really, really wild. And I don't know, I've been paying a lot of attention to like what the world is mad over and why it's mad over it, and what enemies we have. What enemies do we have as people? What enemies do we have as individuals? And then who gave us the enemies? Why are they our enemies? Do we know why? Are we focusing on the right group? Like, it was a lot. This morning was a whole lot. By 6 a.m., I was like, my stomach was hurting. Like, I got dressed, I went to work and whatnot, and it was like, okay. When I posted that video finally, it was probably noon, and my stomach had been in a knot, like, all day. Especially towards young black women who decided to stand on business. We are not the target audience for so many things that we think we are. And that's what I think that there's a huge misconception that, like, the media is trying to get everybody to do the same thing, and it's not. It's just not. One of the biggest concerns that I feel like black women have, that I noticed from this experiment, as in things that we should watch, are individualism and materialism. But there are some things that it's just like, I realized that I've been irritated about, or I've been worried about, or and it's just not real. It's not real. Big blogs are literally nothing. They're the least of my worries. And as a person who's had the Shade Room block for literally years, big blogs is literally thinking so small. I'm alright. I'm gonna be alright. Just gotta reset. Find a reset. You know what's wild? I thought that after this experiment, like after the 60 days, of course I'm cutting it on day 50, but I thought that after 50 days, or after the experiment period, I would be like, it'd be the end. whatever, I would be super, super excited to hear other things or like, play other music. But right now, I don't want to hear nothing. Like, I literally just want to sit in silence and think. And like, it just makes me think about, like, there's that super, super old quote where people were like don't believe nothing you hear and only half of what you see. And I'm like, okay, did they say that because of like, oh, whatever, or did they say that because they genuinely knew that you can't trust sound that much? And if ideas are being passed to us through songs and whatnot, is frequency music any better? Because people keep recommending frequency music or classical music to me. And I'm like, bruv, if cymatics is a transfer that has less to do with actual words, it has to do with energy. If someone was trying to send you negative energy via vibrations in music, how would you even catch it? There are no words to hear to know that there is a problem with it. Can you trust sound at all? And no one knows that answer. But people think, well, it doesn't have words, so it's high vibrational. Nothing is universally high or low vibrational. I'm missing content or comments because I'm just talking to myself. How have Diddy's allegations affected the way you view the City Girls? I don't know anything about Diddy and his relationships with them. That doesn't have anything to do with me. Discernment, okay. Not even to be like frustrated or anything, but one of the like biggest critiques I've gotten along this experiment is like people saying things like, well, it isn't necessarily like, it's not a forced indoctrination because like you are seeking out the media. And one of the biggest theories that I had is that I was going to be sent more than just media. Like, I was going to definitely seek out media, seek out, songs and whatnot, but there will be other things subliminally passed to me via other ways. And it's like I understand discernment being like well, you just have to weed through it yourself. But it's just like, it is impossible to avoid in some level of subconscious programming. And that's what that's really what I realized. Like, it is impossible. We cannot consent to everything that we consume. And one of the biggest reasons why is because everything is rooted in something. That little thing, that advertisement thing that you think is just sending you a message about a drink is actually rooted in racism. That little commercial, that one little phrase that you thought, whatever, that was made to trigger something that was created years and years and years back. It's like, okay, like, how discernment is like a great thing, obviously. Like, it's inherently a good thing, but we've placed like the responsibility for like cleaning up media to be on every individual. Like, you just have to be able to discern it. And I feel like it's keeping us from pressing people on top, or people who are making the media, from like actually making a change, or like, I guess, forcing them to be accountable for the ideas that they push on. But then it's like forcing them to be accountable, and it's like, okay, do they want to be accountable? They want you to feel a certain way. So, and I hate that I sound so conspiracy. Oh, it sounds so conspiracy. And that was one thing I was like, I'm going to do evidence-based. I'm going to do an experiment, and you're going to be able to see the actual changes, And I did. Like, I feel like I was successful in that, like, I did do an experiment and it did show. But it's just like, there are so many more questions I have now that I know listening to this music, it's not going to answer for me. Listening to any music, for that matter. Like, I've answered the questions about mood, but all of the new questions I have, due to, like, addition of media being a part of the experiment. Like, who is the, and then how? But again, how is never as important as why. Like, why is this the specific idea you chose to pass to me? But that's what it is. It's like every question that I have now, every question I had before, I feel like was how. Like, okay, so this happens. And yes, this affects you. And yes, your brain. Yes, this how. How, what chemical, how. Now, why? Why? And that's a great question. Like, why are they fascinated with mind control? I mean, obviously, because you need tools. Humans are a great tool. But, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, how do you walk around with the burden of knowing that at any moment, anybody that you're walking past, anybody can be turned into anything? And that's what it is. Like, there's like the cool, cute, like, this is, I'm a city girl, you know, lighthearted city girl, you know, whatever. Like, there's that. But there's also like, oh, that was sweet. Anyone, anything. You know what I mean? A terrorist. It's just a human. Just a regular human. And that's what it is. We have this weird, like, fantasized or, like, dramatized version of, like, everything. Yeah, I remember when, like, Dahmer came out and people were like, oh my God, like, oh, thank you for the roses. But people were like, oh my God, like, this is that, like, he's a human too. Like, it got to the degree that I had to teach my students about the real story because of the fact that I didn't realize how young they are. Like, they have never lived in a world where Jeffrey Dahmer existed at the same time that they did. So they didn't realize that he wasn't like a character. Like, it took going to the show and seeing like the, you know, write-ups and whatnot on the screen for them to go, oh my God, and then Google. They didn't know. So they were coming into my class humanizing a predator who was a racist predator because they didn't know any better. You know what I mean, or whatever, but it's not their fault. Some of them were born in like 2010. Like, they had no prior anything or whatever. But I feel like that's kind of what we do with, and the same like way with like terrorists and terrorism. It's like they weren't a regular person. They weren't anything like that. They were just, but I feel like that is where we're messing up. Like, we really, really messing up by thinking they were special. Or there was something specifically that was different about them, or that was something that was wrong with them. That's what made them that way. No, they were a regular human. And a regular human can be turned into anything and can do anything. Like, unspeakable, horrible, terrifying acts. Anyone can be turned into anything. And that, but not anything. Okay. So when I started my experiment, I went through hundreds. I mean, so many people commented so many things. I went through hundreds of searches of different cultures and different music genres and different whatnot. Well, I stayed up until like 2 a.m. and was like, okay, I'm going to figure out what culture I'm going to do whatnot. So when I decided on mine, there were so many things on the table. Obviously, one of the big contenders, one of the things that people said like often was like QAnon, Fox News, like that culture. Obviously, it's a quick one. It's deep indoctrination like it's there. And when I visited it, like, it was like, I saw it as a waste of time. Like, I mean, there are a couple reasons why I decided not to do it. First of all, I saw it as a waste of time. Flip. First of all, I saw it as a waste of time because of the fact that I thought it would take too much time. I was like, if I was to get into this, it directly counteracts with so many different parts about who I am that I couldn't accomplish it in a month. So I was like, okay, if I have 1 month to absorb a certain amount of media or whatever, this is a waste of time because I'm not going to see any real observable change because I have to break down who I am as a person first. And this is not that kind of experiment. But also I didn't have, a medical professional and like a mental health professional other than myself, to bring me back in if I did the kind of damage to my brain that I thought was possible. And then I went through the comments of like the original viral video where I was like, I think it's pinned, where I was like, hey, these are, I'm really, really concerned, or I'm really, really interested in this concept. And I looked through the comments and I realized that it was something interesting going on, but I didn't know why it was connected yet. There was something really, really interesting going on with people who were like, I turned off all media and I'm such a better person now, or I'm such a more happier person now. And then there were other people who were like, yeah, like during 2020, I absorbed all of this QAnon stuff and I became something that I'm not, and la, la, la. And I just went, And the reason why I went, is because I was like, it's always a white person. It was always 100% of the time. Like if they cut off all media, it was like or if they joined QAnon or like whatever, they were susceptible to that. It was always a white person. And I was like, very, very interesting. And I kind of just noted it, but I pushed it to the back of my mind. This morning, while I was in crisis, I was like, the same reason why I thought I wouldn't be susceptible is the same reason that they are. I'm black, and I've lived a black experience, and that comes with black oppression, and that comes with, like, there's so many things that it comes with that I would have to break down all of those first, and it would take so long. I would have to take my identity from myself, essentially. But, like, you can look through my videos, you can look on YouTube, you can look or whatever, on several occasions, where I, at different depths, said, I am really concerned. I'm really, worried. I'm really, whatever, about the fact that I don't feel like I'm aware. Like, I feel there's something I owe to myself or to my community about being aware, so not watching the news initially was a painful thing for me because I was like, I feel like for the first time in my life, I am going against something that I directly believe in, something I believe I said in my anchor video, something I say, my mama say all the time, whatever is, we don't believe in being ill-informed, misinformed, or uninformed. So you figure out, what's going on in your planet or in your world or in your community or whatever. You figure it out. And it was something I felt like very, very negatively about. But that's because of the fact that I am a person in the community and a minority and whatnot who is being affected. So I feel that responsibility. A white person doesn't have that. So that's one thing that makes them easy to indoctrinate. So let's start there. Then, the whole, I joined QAnon and I became something I wasn't. Whole different issue. Because even if I join today, if I start listening, if I start in a month, I'm going to be like, oh, okay, well, now that I done heard all of that, whatever, I'm still black, and that don't make sense. I think that we look a lot at gang culture, or what people would say gang culture, or different facets of black culture that people feel like are associated with violence or whatever. And people go, it dulls the mind. People say, like, hip-hop dulls the mind. Hip-hop, la, 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 it makes you less, whatever, uh-huh. They say all kinds of things like that. But we don't look at white supremacy in that same way. White supremacy dulls the mind. How? is it that after a month, if it was never there, or the roots of that idea was never there, that you can sit and during the pandemic and you just became a supremacist? How does that work? It doesn't, unless the roots are already there. And the roots are there because the culture of whiteness is white supremacy. The entire concept. When the Portuguese, whipped up whiteness as a concept, it was rooted just in superiority. And that culture, obviously has evolved, and it's now in America what we call Southern heritage. But that's it. And that's what it is. It's like this morning, this is the crisis that sent me all day. Like that specific realization put my stomach in knots, because I was like, wow. That's what it is. That's what it is. And bias is what keeps us from being able to see that. So that was one crisis. Next crisis was religion. Because religion, Christians, I think specifically, have not gotten to the point where they can accept that indoctrination is indoctrination no matter where it comes from. So the people in the comments going, but have you tried a gospel music? Have you tried gospel? Are you going to do gospel? No harm. I'm sure they don't mean harm because it's what they believe. Though I have very openly said that I escaped Christianity because I grew up in a cult, a very specific kind of Christianity in a very specific kind of church. And they say it all the time, you should try this. And have you done a gospel? Whatever, that's fine. Indoctrination is indoctrination no matter where it comes from. And that specific kind of indoctrination creates a very unique kind of bias because it's rooted also in supremacy. But religious supremacy and racial supremacy, even though they're cousins, they're not the same. And what's very interesting about religious supremacy is that there is also a dulling of the mind that happens with them, because you cannot possibly genuinely believe that every other genre on the face of this planet is secular. And even that, having a term for it, it's very it gives me, if y'all know, what is her name? Jane, the woman who does she did racial child experiments, a long time ago. It gives very brown eyes, blue eyes. We're the city on the hilltop. We're Christian. That's our genre. Gospel. You know what I mean? Everything else, secular. Which brought me to a new crisis. Let's talk about crisis number 3. Satan. That sounds so nonchalant to say it that way, but Satan. Because the religious supremacy thing is an interesting thing. Satan is a related concept, but a different concept. And initially I was like, okay, maybe this is just a religious thing. Maybe it's just, whatever. We're giving Satan a whole lot more credit than he deserves. That's what I was thinking in my head. Okay, a lot of this credit. But then I was like, okay, maybe we're giving the credit to Satan because we don't want to admit that the credit belongs to some other people. And those other people look a lot more like you and I. I said, Satan in these comments is getting a lot of credit that belongs to the government. Satan getting a whole lot of credit that belong to corporations. You're getting a whole lot of credit that belongs to bias. So the combination of all of these things in this crisis that I had there at 5 a.m. Had to do with why this experiment ended. And the fact that people are still going to sit in my comments and be biased and go, well, the city girls, it was such a probably a negative thing because they're black and they wear wigs and they buy Birkins and they should be spending that Birkin money on a house. Like, it's just, I'm so very thankful for the city girls, and I think that I've gained many important things from it. And I think that I learned so much, and I think that I will walk with better boundaries and higher standards because I had the time to really, really be introduced to their full discography and listen to them, but also the other beautiful women, strong women, black women who whose media I was able to immerse myself in. I'm very thankful for that part of the experiment. And the City Girls have no part, no nothing as far as to why this experiment ended. I will continue to listen to the City Girls in and out of, discographies and playlists probably for a very long time until my ass throwing years have come to an end because we know they numbered. But, like, how do you sit with all of those other things? How can I sit with that? That's why. That is why. And I really hope that I hit all of my points in my brain because there's so much going on up here, but we got to get it together. We have to get it together. And what's bad is that because of this experiment, I don't know if we can. Individualism. City girls don't become city girls because they want to. They become city girls because they have to. They look at the state of the world and the state of their life, the state of where they are, whatever, and they go, I have to look at the best case scenario and go, this is what I got to do. Whatever. And I'm like, okay, is that the best way to navigate the world at this point? The indoctrination is not going away. The racism and the many things that are happening at the moment that are rooted in racism are not going away. You know what I mean? Is it best to just go, okay, this is life. And you know what I mean? Tis wild. Tis wild stuff. I done talked so much that, excuse me, I done lost so many comments. I don't even know where we ended. But child, the why. Why is the only constant. Nothing else is constant. But yeah, my brain hurts. If I hope you understand now why my brain hurts. It's just, I feel like I've learned more than I was supposed to. Exactly what I needed, but more than I was supposed to. And now I'm just like, well, here we are. Here we are. And I'm all those things. I don't want to hear nothing. Initially, I thought I was gonna be so just upbeat and whatever I'd planned. I was like, I'm gonna listen to this album and I'm gonna listen to this when this is over. I don't want to hear nothing. I want to sit and nurse my new celebrity delusion. That's low key only exists because I'm trying to get rid of my last celebrity delusion. I think Bella in here, she knows, but Can you hear me? Who knows? Hopefully it did. Interesting. But yeah. That's awkward. So anyway, now that I'm chilling a little bit from my crisis, I started this random thing called Conqueror Challenges. And basically you take like virtual challenges from certain places. This time I walked. It was a Dia de los Muertos challenge. And it was just like a thing to kind of like get myself moving, get myself working out, you know, whatever. And when you finish your individual adventures, they send you a medal for completing the challenge. So this is my medal. I believe I walked 100 miles. And it's beautiful. It's a Dia de los Muertos. And in the back is like a beautiful, like a sugar skull. And I love her. But yeah, that was my first 100 miles with Conqueror Challenges. And I am very excited to start another one. As soon as you finish, they give you a medal. You do pay for them. But it's worth it because I love the clout. I'll be wearing it to work tomorrow. And I will be flexing on all of the people. And that'll be everything there is to that. My goal is to continue next year. Just keep going. Walk the 100 miles in a month, you know. I could definitely do better. So, should be fun. I think they have like a bunch of different themes and whatnot. I don't know what I'm going to do next. They had like a Jurassic Park one. And for those of you who don't know, I like the dinosaurs. So, oh, that's so cute. It's like a little logo. It says virtually anything possible because it's virtual challenges. Anyway. We love the cloud. Anyway, so Bella asked me about a cup. And I know she asking me because she knows that I am a sucker for a cup. So this one is the OG, the one I usually have on. The one, my regular, my Stanley, not a Stanley. I got this little customization customized thingy. It says my name, Herecia. There's a big H on it. This one always has water in it. This is Stanley. This one is just my older cup. Believe it or not, this is like a Swig cup. That's the brand. But I stole from a friend her extra Yeti like handle strap or whatever. And so it doesn't belong to this cup, but I put it on there because it fits perfectly. And it is just a cowhide, you know, or whatever. I love her. Yeah, that's it. I love her. This one has I'm an old woman and I love a bitter cranberry juice. This is a cranberry. It got a splash or so of lemon in it and a little bit of an adult beverage in there too. So she's a good time. We love her. And then Bella is going to 100% judge me for the next thing. But I caved. And I made a purchase. Did I need it? No. But I justified it by saying that this one here is not clear. The top is not clear, so I can't see the water. And I want to see the water. See, Bella already said she knew it. I know. But, so, we are switching out from Stan Lie. Here, we love her. Stan Lie. And this is Stan Lee. Hello. And she is a ombre pink. Light to dark or whatever. She's not cute yet. She's not customized. There's no like name plate or charms or like anything. And yeah, so we gonna see. Did we spend an unnecessary amount of money on a cup that we know was gonna spill and we're gonna have to buy a stopper for? Yes. Yes, we did. Or any of you gonna fight me about it? No. No, you won't. So that's life. We did cave. You want to give in? You know what? If you're a person who drink water constantly, like you know you're going to use it, get it. We're here for a good time, not a long time. And the whole time we getting brainwashed. So that was so dark. I've not cleaned her. I've not like decorated her yet, so I'm not carrying her yet, but yeah, Stan Lie was so very good to me. I think the things I didn't like were that, one, I didn't like that it didn't have a bottom, so you can't like strap anything to it or like put on charms and stuff. I really liked that. And I really liked, I don't like that the top is not clear. For some reason, I have more incentive to drink the water if I can see it. Like I like to be able to, yeah. Girl, you just made another $400 purchase. Oh, but you're having a baby. You can buy whatever you want. You're having a baby. I don't know what I'm going to do for the next one. I think I might do another 100-mile challenge. Y'all, I'm real serious this year about getting the weight off. So I'm going to keep doing them. I'm gonna pop up. My goal is to do at least like a challenge a month. I think this one, like this challenge to participate was like 30, something like that. It was worth it because a regular workout, obviously I didn't have no incentive to do, but a workout I get a medal for it. The clout. Oh yeah. It worked. So. And it's like a solid medal. Like these are good, like a metal, heavy metal. And it works. So I got a chain. $198 miles. That's what this one was. 98 miles. I know. She's so beautiful. And that's my thing. I love a reward. For a reward, I'll do it. Anyway, Isabella will be very happy to discover that I have a new delusion that I'm hoping will cut out my old delusion. Okay? I was delusional over a rapper, a certain high yellow rapper, and it was getting immature. Hello, it was getting very played. It was giving unstable. Hello. So we've returned to one of our old faithfuls. Well, it's crazy because he's old faithful to like black women, but he's never been old faithful to me because I wasn't really feeling him like that. I've only been feeling him in like one movie. He's an actor. And yesterday I watched a romance movie because of him. So that's how, you know, delusion, peak level delusion. So she's very excited. As soon as I said it, my nieces, I have teenage nieces and they are the funniest, the greatest things that ever happened. They're so funny. And they both have been sending me edits of this actor now. And they're like, yeah, keep watching like this. So now we can like get rid of the old one. They are over me, just as over me as y'all are. So is he American? He is American. He is American. Telling me this and telling me that. say if you take me with you, I never go back. See how I done miss, and how I wanna teach. Show you that where you from, no matter to me. The fact, why is every alarm, every phone call, everything coming through when I'm on live? Phone is never jumping like this. Can we talk about your rap? What would you like to talk about? Which one? Let's start there. There are 3 of them. Oh, crap. Now that the experiment over, I gotta find something to do with these raps. Oh, my God. Not the ones I already posted. It's just like it's 2 been in my brain that I'm like, I didn't do anything with those. So I need to probably either record it or get rid of it. Your voice is so beautiful. Oh, thank you. Pause threw me off too, child. Wanted to know if I would continue. I don't know. Rapping for me is something that, like, I mean, I guess it's thankful to have like random things that like come naturally to you, but at the same time, you know, it's just kind of like a random side quest. I want to sing again. For people who don't know, that is what I did in college, collegiate level vocal. Excuse me. Thank you. And after college, or after like my short time in that environment, since I've not done anything with that. Like, it's so interesting because like there are so many random talents that it's like, okay, you can just do it for fun, but like after a certain point, it's like, what do you do with that, you know? And I think I've only sung on like TikTok. Like I've only like sent like posted a video, if I remember correctly, and I was inebriated, so I don't know. But anyway, sending love. Hope you had a great day. Today was tough. It was really tough, but thank you. I really appreciate that. I hope you had a great day. What am I drink? Bella said she wanted a hint. Hello. Hint. Child. Girl. One of my toxic traits is that if I don't finish something, like a habit or like something I wanted to accomplish, I feel like I need to start over. So I started this adventure, like a walking adventure, from the top to the bottom of Africa, like a virtual adventure. And I think it's like 67 like million steps or something like that. And it was a lofty goal. And I was like, I can totally do that, you know, whatever. But then of course I wasn't consistent. So I didn't finish it within that year. And now I'm like, I need to start over. I need to reset. Because like, if I do it, I want it to all be within 1 year. So I don't know. It's a huge problem. It's a huge problem. Oh my God, y'all. Now I have another excuse to spend money. Because now I need to buy a metal rack. I need a rack. Because if I'm going to keep doing these challenges and I'm going to keep getting medals, this one is a 98 mile. So I feel like I need to do like a 100 mile. I need to do so many more, but that means I need a rack. I need to put them somewhere. This was a Conqueror challenges. You pay individual, like for each challenge. And this one was a Dia de los Muertos challenge. It is a very beautiful, like a metal, like a good quality metal. And the back has this pretty design with sugar skulls. And along your journey, like as you hit certain checkpoints, they send you postcards where you get to see like this virtually what that part of Mexico looked like, and certain temples and different art pieces. It was really, really fun. I did it for the rewards. I did it for the clout. I did it because I was like, I want to get active, but getting active for no reason, for no rewards, couldn't see it at the time. So now that I have the clout, I want to do it again. I want more. So I feel like I need a bigger one. I need a rack so I can hang them up, I have a feeling this is going to be a problem, but a healthy problem. So that's what matters. I really love them. I bought a walking pad or whatever, and I'm like, she can get them done quickly. If that's the case, she can do it quickly. So I feel like it'd be a great time. And then I feel like, I don't know, maybe once I finish 10, I'll buy an Apple Watch. Y'all know I want to update to an Apple Watch for some reason. I have no idea, but is it only one place every year, or you can do multiple? Oh, I'm talking about two different things. So the one where I went was supposed to be going across Africa. You can do as many as you want. I think that's just called World Walking, but it's not as advanced as this one. This is a Conqueror Challenges. You do pay for them individually or whatever. But at the end of it, you get a medal. And you can do as many of them in a year as you want. I mean, because they ain't going to stop you from paying for them. But they also have like merch. So you can buy t-shirts that go along with your adventures. Stuff like that. But you pay one amount. And as soon as you are finished with your race, they send you a thing to send your address. And they send it to you. I believe that I sent my address or whatever 2 days ago. I did 98 miles in a month. Had a good time. Could have been way more, could have done way faster if I had been more dedicated. But I just wasn't, whatever. But now that I have the clout. Oh yeah. Because now I need a rack, and now I need to fill a rack. Wow. Why would that happen? It would be a great motivation to go-to places. You know what? I really, really, really want to go to Carnival. There are a couple different places, a couple different things that I'm like, I really want to do that. Now, I ain't going to start with Brazil Carnival because that's a big carnival, and we're talking, that's a whole lot of, whatnot. But I'm thinking I will try an American Carnival first. And, yeah. Hello, Your Majesty. Toronto is fun. Toronto Carnival. I've heard good things about Toronto Carnival. I've heard good things about Miami Carnival. Good times. Good times. I'm not a Miami girl, though. I've been to Florida, of course, but I'm not really a Miami girl. I think that the way that people talk about Miami, they talk about it like it's this, either they talk about it like it's the greatest thing ever, or it's the most treacherous place that you could ever take your friendship. It's so weird. Personally, I don't think it's that deep. Atlanta Carnival. I've been meaning to get to Atlanta for a minute. I feel like Miami is kind of become the place that people go when they don't have a passport and can't go to Mexico. Girls never leave Miami friends. That's so weird because me and my best friend are so very locked in that I can't even imagine us not being locked in no matter where we was at or no matter where we were to go. So I don't know. It's kind of wild. What they be doing in the Olympics pictures from there? It's so weird. Positive vibes to you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Positive vibes back to you. No, now that I'm playing with it, I'm like, oh my God. She's heavy. She's okay. It's something in the air in Miami. You don't trust it. You know, I get it. I get it. Personally, so in Illinois, in like the Midwest, whatever, like we have our annoying animal is geese. Like the annoying thing, like we'll geese and like squirrels. You know what I mean? So being in Florida, it's so very wild that their annoying animal is like alligators. Like you could be driving on the street and the animal that you need to stop for is an alligator. And that was a really wild experience for me. No, for real. Like I want a display case. Iguanas. Like if I walk into a place and there's accidentally, like I accidentally have an iguana in the house now belongs to the iguana because y'all got me messed up. Are you sick? Like, no. Like, we was just chilling. The fact that we was just chilling, you know what I mean? And alligator just crossing the street as casually as a goose, as a squirrel. You know, everybody stopped for the alligator. If you don't turn that, please be for real. I was going to say something that was 0% PETA approved. But like, no. Absolutely not. Unacceptable. We literally have an alligator in our back pond. I know. Just know. I used to have to bike through an area where iguanas would hang out. Hello? See, you caught where I was going. Not PETA approved. It's giving Birkin. It's giving shoes. It's giving brand new pair of boots. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't let me ever. And then people be eating them. They be eating them. Like, you just getting offered stuff. I was there for like athletic events or whatever in Florida or whatever. But you ever had this? Are you insane? Gator nuggets? I feel like my life just turned into the ghetto. Blackened gator nugget. Y'all eat reptile? Just eating dinosaur. Y'all eating the great grandchildren of Velociraptor. I'd like what? I'd like what? I'd like what? Y'all eat amphibians? Frog legs? Grilled dino nuggets. Made out of actual dino. Oh, the trenches. Oh, the bottom. The trenches. That'd be like us eating squirrel. The bottom. Well, I can't say that. I know somebody who eats squirrel. It tastes like chicken. Y'all say everything tastes like chicken. Stop it. Chicken don't got scales. Disgusting. I'm not gonna have dinner with it. I have a purse though. Exactly. Just eat chicken then. If it tastes so much like chicken, talking about gator, like be so for real. Sick. Just casually eating stuff that could kill you. Be so incredibly for real. See, in the middle on you, I get it. See? I did 98 miles in a month. Hello? I'm going to flex it for like a week. And then after that, I'm going to figure out what challenge I want to do next. My only goal up until the end of this year is to get back consistent. Try to, build up a little routine again of getting on my walking pad, putting, the records on, getting to walking. And yeah, I just want to, next year, I want a lot of medals. This was my first. It's really beautiful. I know I just showed it off like 3 times, but it's really beautiful. Dia de los Muertos challenge. And yeah, I just want to keep going. For the clout. That's so weird how our brains work. So very weird. Because, like, without a reward, I had no incentive. No incentive. Soon as you give me, I get a thing and I get to wear it. It's an accessory that says I'm better. Ain't nobody else got a medal. And I'm like, oh. But yeah, they make a couple that are like themes. So people that are into like Lord of the Rings, they make some that are like there's like a Lord of the Rings map, and it's like, this is the distance from one like mark to another. If they do a Harry Potter one, I'm in that. Turn me up, I'm in there. Hello. Doing all of them. They made a Jurassic Park one. I think that's my next one. It's like a Jurassic Park set. That's like a couple different medals. And like if you get from one side of the park virtually to the other side, you get a medal. And there's a couple things like, yeah. We like the dinosaurs. The living dinosaurs, not the kind that y'all be eating from Florida. The extinct ones. Y'all. Backwoods, Everglades. Stop it. Sick. I am judging y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I am. I'm gonna try it one day because like I have this thing where I'm like, you like to try new things. I just ain't eating no bugs. People be eating bug and I can't do it. But yeah, no. Not looking forward to it. I don't know. I don't eat any mammals currently. Or any birds. I don't eat mammals. I don't eat bird. I don't eat amphibian. I don't eat reptile. I am a pescatarian, and that looks like just like fish as my primary protein source. With the exception of like egg, I don't eat any bird. So it's just like, no, y'all said don't knock it until you try it. I am knocking it. I'm knocking it. No. No, they eat actual bugs, not crawfish. Like grasshopper. I have a coworker, real. He eat every kind of jerky, like everything, and he eat barbecue grasshopper. Like they make grasshoppers in different flavors, and he be chomping on them, just having a good old time chomping on a bug. And personally, I judge him too. Don't feel like it's just you all. I'm judging you all. I definitely am, because alligator, I don't eat. No, we wear reptile. We don't eat it. But don't say you talking about not y'all judging them. Y'all judging them when y'all eat alligator. Talking about garden friends. Girl, you eat prehistoric animals. I don't eat garden friends. Girl, you eat velociraptor. alligator nuggets. I hate to see all of that. So I mean, I can't. Yeah, what we hate to see it. No. That is so crazy to me. Like, oh my God. I can't even imagine. Like, because I'm imagining, like, they really be on the floor of the, like, Everglades. They be swimming. They be, paddling, chomping on people, chomping on animals. And y'all just be, like, eating them. Grilled, fried gator. If you ever get to Louisiana, let me know. Definitely. I got sores down there. I was definitely supposed to go. I was supposed to go to Essence Fest this past summer. And I chose Lollapalooza over Essence Fest because I missed the rage, y'all. I really missed it. And I had a great time. We raved. I finally got to see Kendrick Lamar. I crossed off so many people. Like, this summer, I saw so many concerts. Like, I crossed so many people. Like, over 30 people off my, like, people I want to see list. But Essence Fest is still on the list. Essence Fest is up there for me as far as, like, stuff I really, really want to do at least once in my life. You going next year? You chose Beyonce. Yeah, I get it. I chose the headliner for me that was the one that I had to go to for Essence Fest. As opposed to Essence Fest was Kendrick Lamar. I chose Kendrick Lamar over Essence Fest, and it was worth it. It was. So, it just was what it was. Good call. I think Essence Fest has fallen off some, to be honest. Honestly, I don't think that I want to go before the lineup, to be real with you. I think that I just want to go for the vibes. Like, people say that, like, Essence Fest is just like black girls have to go at least once in their life. Just to be there, and the vendors, and the music, and the, whatever, just to be there. So, like, I'm not really even... The last couple lineups, I've been wondering how they came together, for real, because I'd be like, they don't seem cohesive. But I don't even care that much. It's just to be there at least one time for the one time. And then it's like, of course, even if Essence Fest is garbage, you're going to find something to do in New Orleans. You know what I mean? You're going to vibe. You're going to do something. It's a vibe all the time. So. But that's it for real. Y'all, when my locks finally touch my shoulders, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I'm going to be the most annoying woman to have ever walked to the planet. I will only sing 3 songs. One of them is Hellcats, SRTs. The second one is Shake Your Dress. The third one will probably be a rock song that no one knows. Because I don't even know it yet. I'm going to discover a rock song that has nothing to do with anything except for shaking your hair, because that's going to be the vibe. And yes, be prepared. It ain't soon. It ain't coming yet, but I will be very annoying. Very annoying. It will be a vibe all the time. Honestly, I'm so annoying though. Like, I'm so annoying. Low key, I've been had a new life change, and then all of a sudden I only wear hair wraps or something like that. And then only like certain people see my hair. I'm just like one of them weird people. It's so funny recently because like I feel like now that I've been dressing differently, now that I've been, doing different stuff, people are finally like seeing my tattoos and stuff. And they're like, I didn't realize that some of my coworkers had no idea I had tattoos. And I got like 4 on one arm. I'm like, what do you mean? But because I dress so like, not even conservative, because there's not a purpose behind it. Like, I don't intentionally dress conservatively, but just because I dress like in my, whatever, my style, they don't be knowing it's there. So one of my coworkers was like, today, and I was like, okay, you know. Do you listen to Sleep Token? No, never heard of him, to my knowledge. It's a Bible. Yeah, the lineup between influencers and left has been shifted. Oh, very interesting. Oh yes, when your locks talk to when your locks touch your shoulders, you're gonna be acting funny. Personally, I plan to act funny at every new phase, all of them. I started acting funny when all of a sudden it looked like I had hair again. You know, the shaking them all the time or whatever, that didn't used to happen, so I act funny every time. When they hit my neck, I'm going to act very funny. When they, you know, whatever, when I can tuck them behind the ear and it's enough hair that my ear don't look, like, you know, the ear don't look super big, I'm going to act really funny. Rip me out of the plastic. Rip me out the retie. Just be prepared. And it's not been long at all. Like, it won't be a year until March. We just now slapped 7-ish months. And I retie, I don't retwist. So the parts stay pretty clean. You know, I'm going to be the most annoying woman who has ever walked the planet. Coming up here real soon. Real soon. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's a vibe all the time. You know what? That low-key might be the third song. Vibe all the time. I never knew that song before my students kept singing it. And now that's the only part I know of that song. But I sing it all the time because it is, in fact, a vibe all of the time. It ain't always a good vibe, but it do be a vibe. You didn't do the dance? Don't worry. It'll come. Gotta go. I hope you have a great week as well. I hope tomorrow you have a lovely day. I think that I'm definitely going to take a little bit of a chill. I definitely am going to post this video so people can see like why I stopped the experiment. Because I feel like the rant I went on was pretty comprehensive. But I think I'm going to chill a little bit. Also, everybody, please thank Lee, the makeup artist, for the fact that they were there on my OG page when I started my makeup journey. And they got to see me before I understood what bronzer was. And I was looking like a Popeye's biscuit when I did my makeup. So, shout out to Lee, for real, for real. For real, for real. It's a fun. Looking forward to Beyonce Experiment 2024. I am looking forward to music experiments that are fun again. That's what I'm going to say. Media being involved changed the entire vibe. It made me realize things that I didn't realize I was going to. So, I'm excited to, you know, do a music experiment and it just be music. I don't think I even want to know that much more about that much. I'm just going to kick it. I'm very proud of myself because of the fact that I did something. You know what I mean? I wanted to know something and I put in the work to figure it out. I documented. You know what I mean? I worked. I found a way to fit it into my schedule. I balanced. I'm very, very proud of what I was able to do. But I think I've learned enough. I've learned enough. No, for real, a Popeye's biscuit. You know how, like, when you put on, you know what I mean, whatever, you get that right under eye, whatnot. If you don't know about bronzer for real, nothing like that. I used to contour over my makeup. If you don't know about bronzer for real, you will come out looking mostly ghostly. You will come out looking Casper. You will come out looking freshly dead. You will come out looking Bella from Twilight. You will come out looking like a Popeye's biscuit. So thank you so much to Lee, because she put me on for real. It's like, okay, make this a little darker. Put the foundation a little down, you know, whatever. She got me right, and got me right only via in the comments. Saw my videos and was like, yo, this is how you fix that. So that is a real one right there. That is a real one right there. That's how you know a good makeup artist. Been in the industry 12 years and never heard anyone say, well, today's the day, child. I definitely looked very biscuit-like. It was giving dry. It was giving Sahara. It was giving thirsty. It was giving unmoisturized. So one day I'm gonna stop. She's amazing. Hello, she's amazing. She the one, for real. If I ever get down to NOLA or anything like that, I will 100%, 100% be like, yo, ain't nobody touching my face but that one. Hello? So, yeah. I'm thinking about switching out my jewelry. I don't know why, because, like, you know, but I am. I think I want to order some name jewelry. I've been saying that for a couple times, but I think I'm going to order some name jewelry. Whatever, I miss it. I've learned all this experiment as well. Like, I did a bunch of just random stuff to see, like, what colors do you look best in, what not, you know, whatever. And I think I have the kind of skin that looks fine in silver and gold. So, do you like the song Purge by Willow and Sick Brain? I can't say that I ever heard it. If you don't mind you asking, when you start experiments, how do you measure? It depends on the experiment. For this one, I did all kinds of stuff. I did personality tests. I did BDSM tests. I did, you know, adult interest tests. I took pictures. I tried to do every test that people recommended to me. I did the feminine archetypes test, rice purity, because for some reason people think that, you know, music is directly correlated with promiscuity. But anyway, I just did it. Do you never mind, I already answered that. What was your favorite part of the Renaissance movie? Beyonce. Beyonce is my favorite part of the Renaissance movie. Just Beyonce really out Beyonce'd herself. She really did. I love that she is finally, like, looking. People look at black women that operate at that level of efficiency as machines, and I think that I love that she is leaning into the, yes, on one hand, no, I am not a machine. Yes, I have been through it, but at the same time, I am better than you all. I am. And I have operated at a level of machine-like efficiency. I am. I do. I am Beyonce. And I really, really love that for her. I know at one point there was such a hard movement, like boycott Beyonce, and don't, like, people would try to go out of their way constantly to humble her, or to try to, she ain't this or she ain't that, and she is. And she is. And she's Beyonce. And that's my favorite part. It's just Beyonce, just Beyonce. She was Beyonce, okay? The effects, the colors, the lights, the whatnot, and even in the face, even at that level of efficiency, that level of mastery, that level of whatnot, there are still men, specifically white men, who are going to try to mansplain or explain because they don't feel like her perspective is valid. though she has literally demonstrated proficiency, efficiency, and excellence in her field. You know what I mean? And it's nuts. It's really, really nuts. It's really sad to see her at that tier still have to fight for her desires on her own tour. How are you writing everybody else's check and they arguing with you about whether or not a lens exists when she just looked it up? You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It's really crazy. So, but that really is it. My favorite part is Beyonce. She is the closest we have gotten to Michael Jackson in our time. She is the closest we will get, more than likely, to Michael Jackson in our time. She is our icon. And that's it. She's perfect. And that's really all there is to that. I am excited for that reason. I think that if Beyonce's music does what people in the comments have said that it does, and it motivates you to work, which I could totally see given how hard she works, I am very excited to see that effect. You saw it twice already. I'm planning to go again already. My best friend and I are already planning to go again. It's beautiful. It is literally beautiful. And then she released a new song already. She released a new song in the credits. It's already dropped. And it sounded like we might finally get that rap album. Because we know Beyonce is the mother of rap singing. They wasn't doing it like that before. And they ain't done it that well since. Hello? And I'm very excited to see what this next phase of Beyonce music looks like. At the end of this song, I believe it's My House, she was given very, very Janet Jackson, very Rhythm Nation, and I'm very excited. Like, she is shouting out all of the girls, giving all of the girls credit, but I also totally understand why some people feel like this is the vibe. This vibe is giving, like, retirement. Like, she may be on her way out the game, and I wouldn't be angry if she was. I would be a little sad because, you know what I mean? Because it's Beyonce, and, you know, she's our girl. And she's been our girl for a long time. But she certainly deserves to rest after 27 years. You know what I mean? Of musical excellence. All I know is, whatever she do next, live, it don't matter what it is, I'll be in the building. I was in the building during the Formation World Tour when she broke the records for most sales, you know, best tour, longest, most paid, all of that, the first time. And it was beautiful, unforgettable, you know what I mean? And I skipped I skipped Renaissance. There were other things going on in my life, you know, whatnot. What's so funny is that I was in the city when the show was happening or whatever, and, you know, just watching and absorbing the vibes and whatnot, but I didn't go to the show. And it was like you could feel the vibe that she was, like, giving off, that the crowd was giving, that people were, like, dressed up, people, you know, whatnot. It was a vibe all on its own. But I didn't go. So I'm so very thankful that I got to see this one in the theaters. But whatever she do next, if she goes on one more tour, anything, I will be front and center in the building. Have a great night. Don't trip. We only on here for a couple minutes anyway. 3 minutes and 15 seconds to be exact. I am about to go watch the same romance movie I've been in my feelings about for the past 2 days. And I love you all. And that is it. Welcome, if you don't already feel welcome, to Herecia's Mansion. Herecia's Mansion is a home. a safe place for me and for you all. And because this is a home, you all are my home girls. So to each and every home girl, I wish you well. I wish you the best. May your ass see fatness and your stomach see flatness. May your pockets never run dry. May you rest well. May you wake up feeling refreshed. May sleep repair your immune system and you be well. Hello? The blessings of whoever you would like to be blessed by be upon you. And I bless you in the name of whoever you would like to be blessed by. Rest well. I definitely will upload the important parts of this live to YouTube to really, really like boil down why I ended this experiment. It was a hard decision to make, but we did it. And I'm going to spend the next couple days probably just in silence. I'm just chill, you know. I hope you all have a lovely, lovely rest. I'm sorry that this wasn't like an upbeat, like funny live like we usually do. Usually we just kick it. You know what I mean? Play a little music, talk a little talk. I drank a little drink sometimes, but it was a tough one. Today was a tough day. But there's something healing about the homegirls. Hello? I wish you all so very well. And have a great